Hi. I was just like pulling everything together, and then I just like, oh, it's 10 o'clock. Sorry, I'll turn off the music. Okay, I hope you're all good. I'm super busy today. Seems like I'm that every day. I'm sorry for that. Good morning, good morning, salut. I don't know if that's even having my morning coffee in my very nice yellow submarine mug. Love this. Can anyone verify that it's that the sound and the video is good? It feels like it's lagging a little bit, and my fans are going like crazy here. So yeah, let's hear. Hi, it's me. Favorite, it's my favorite influencer. Hi, yeah, I'm influencing everyone. I don't know if it's for the better or for the worse. I think for the worst, for the wallets at least. Okay, so I have a ton of shit that I want to talk about before I go about my day. I think I packed. I don't know if you can see this. I packed so much shit. So there's a big box of the Weaver, a record cleaner that is going out to a customer. So that I sold tons of records, and there's like I don't think you can see over there, but it's like a big chunk of I think 30 or 40 jazz records, used jazz records, and also some record stands that I bought that I got for free in a collection, and I sold them. It's like vintage 70s thingies. So I've been packing stuff like a motherfucker, and yesterday I went to the post office, 2 days from now, I went to the post office with some Swedish eBay Tradera records, and I think I had like 40 or 50 packages just filled with records. So yeah, a busy time to be a record seller. Hope all is good, Kim. Are you free now, or is it like, are you working? Are you at your oil rig? I think you work at an oil rig, don't you? Pictures sounds good. Okay, so just some dodgy characters presenting. Okay, so the topic for today is going to be CLI Court. I want to talk about the campaign that they are having right now, and I want to talk about the new RidingEasy Records release that they announced or put out for sale today. So, or for order, you can buy it at their shop, and I'm getting it to my as well, obviously. I also want to talk about Dylan's upcoming release, George Brigman. I want to show some new reissues that I have in shop, in stock, priced, ready to go, and also some new used records. New used records? Can't talk English today, I'm sorry. So I think that's it. At 11 o'clock, so 56 minutes from now, I have a customer, my first customer coming today, so I need to clean up a little bit until then. But let's start with some books and DVDs. I'm probably the last person in the world that actually watch DVDs and Blu-rays nowadays. But when it comes to these like documentaries about musicians and the music, I mean, Netflix and all the other subscriptions like streamers, they aren't really buying and putting this out readily available to everyone to see whenever they want to. So for me, like when it comes to the documentaries that I really, really want, I have bought them on physical media and I have them in my shelf. When it comes to other sort of popular films that you want to rewatch, like, I don't know, Lord of the Rings or Star Wars or whatever, it's fairly easy to find those and stream. And you obviously can buy streaming too. When it comes to a little bit more sort of cinematic, like Bergman and Fellini and Godard, I don't know, like they are also pretty readily available, the classics. And even if we talk about Italian horror that I love because I love the music also in them, like Dario Argento's Suspiria, for example, also very popular, easy to get your hands on. But these, they vanish. So if I want to see, for example, just pulling something out of my ass right now, but they call him, I call him Morgan, the Lee Morgan documentary that Kaspar, I can't remember his name now. But the jazz documentary, it's not easy to find on stream platforms, and that's a very popular. Anyway, so I'm digressing. I think that's the word for it. So once we were brothers, this is a great one, and he just passed. Unfortunately, the last guy, I think it was. Let's see here. Ah shit, can't remember the name of him. Garth Hudson, maybe. This guy here, last one to go. Very very sad. So all of them has passed away. This is a good documentary, not a great documentary, because in my opinion, this is more of a Robbie Robertson documentary than anything else. I think that he had his hands all over this, so he could sort of turn and twist it as he wanted to. And I think that he waited till after Levon Helm died before he did the project, because I think that Levon Helm would have something to say about it. Not that he's trash talking it, it's just like it's mostly a documentary on the guy himself. I also want to highlight these. I got some of these. It's a very popular and long-going series called 33 and a Third. Which is sort of small essays in mini format, easy to have in your backpack when you're traveling or going to work or commune or I don't know what you do. So I bought some of them. I haven't sold any one in my shop, but a part of me hopes that they doesn't sell because I can keep them for myself in that case. So I have Piper at the Gates of Dawn, Sabbath's Master of Reality, Kraut Mask Replica. If you need info on any album, this is it. I mean, it's and Bitches Brew. So classics. Great book series. Okay. Let's go for some comments, and then I'll throw myself in to talk about the campaign of Sea Like Court. Free for 14 days. Shit, that's awesome for you, Kim. That's nice. Spin some records. You know, I don't have. Did you? Yeah, I sent you the package, didn't I? Yeah, I think so. So you have a nice pile of records to play. Still watch DVDs and Blu-rays. Maybe the sort of the record collecting community is the ones that still buy DVDs and Blu-rays. I don't know. And it's maybe especially music related documentaries and stuff like that. I love it. I'm a collector of many shits like records, but books also. I love books. I don't have time to read them, but I'm steadily working up a library. So when I retire, I'll have a pretty good books library. Or if I die, someone else can just have it. And also movies, especially not movies, documentaries, especially on music. Iblis on repeat, yeah, awesome. Yeah, you got the Iblis record. That was a great buy. I spun my. The reason I sold it was that I got a minty fresh first press of that. It was just insane. Got it for a great price also, and it sounds fantastic. But Wawa Records that put out the Iblis, I think it's Wawa Records. Yeah, did a great job. Thick cardboard, gatefold sleeve. Sounds great. So yeah, nice one to snag up there, Kim. The girl with the dragon tattoo is favorite. Oh yeah, the Swedish version with English subtitles. It's a great one. Very very nice. And I'm one of those who really loves the David Fincher remake that they did. I have a buddy of mine because they recorded that also in Stockholm, parts at least, not all, but parts. Big chunks of it. And I had a buddy of mine who also worked in film back in the day, because I have a background in film production. He was one of the sort of assistants with the Swedish team at the recording of that. So that was kind of neat. Okay, so getting to Sea Like Court. I don't know if you know about Sea Like Court. If you don't, read up. It's a great label. They focus on, it's a UK label. They focus on reissues from 1965 to 78, I think. That's sort of the description for the label. They are, if I understood correctly, extremely anonymous. I have had several mails back and forth with them. We were actually going to have a project together, but I don't know if that fell through now. They haven't contacted me in a while. But they never write any sort of name at all. And the email address is just like info@citylightcourt.com or something like that. So extremely anonymous. And their entire philosophy is that they want to do as little of a mark on Mother Earth as possible. So they don't use, they don't wrap the new records in plastic. They don't have plastic sleeves and stuff like that, which is just good. And for some purposes, it's bad. So I'll get into that. But they have a campaign right now. So through a distributor, I could buy the records for half price. So I got them in stock. I didn't put up any like pre-order or anything like that. It's just like I bought a bunch of them, and I'm pretty sure that they will fly off the rack. But yesterday I sent out an email to all my email subscribers. So if you contact me, I can hook you up with that. It's in Swedish, but I guess that if you're abroad, you can just like Google Translate or something like that if you want to get into get on the sort of the email train. But on that, I always send out all campaigns and news and stuff like that first. So I think I got like 10 orders just like within 2 hours yesterday when I sent that out. So this is one. So they put up music between 65 and 78, like extremely obscure. And we're not talking about like obscure music that version maybe put out, like sort of rare kraut records or, you know, whatever. And not even like what RidingEasy is doing with some of the reissues that they are putting out. That is also like super rare, but there are at least 200 copies, 500 copies, 1,000 copies back in the day. No, City Light Court is like focusing on records that maybe existed as a acetate, you know, or the tapes were gone and someone dug it up from a river, you know, that kind of obscurity. And as you can see, everything's open, no polylined inner sleeve. And the only setback with that is that, I mean, like a fourth of all records I get are scuffed from, you know, the get-go because they move around in the sleeves. So that's very unfortunate. I try to sort them and send the ones that doesn't sort of hold up to send back. But that also sort of like diminish the entire philosophy of City Light Court doing as little mark on Mother Earth as possible. You send these back and with I know, plain and yeah. So this is UK folk, awesome record, Across the Water. So I guess that when you get these, obviously, if there's any problem with them or something like that, you let me know and we'll figure something out. But it's a little bit of a gamble. I have to admit, like, it's a little bit of a gamble if you really want minty fresh, non-scuffed records. City Light Court is nothing for you. Like, it's cool because they aren't super expensive to start with. But with half price, it's like €13, I think, for a record. And it's amazing music. So, yeah, you can go to sublimemedia.se and check out which ones, not all, but which ones are half off. There's also a campaign on the dark around the edges, deluxe edition. I think I could put like €25 on that instead of 35, which is the ordinary price one. Go and see for yourself. So I'm going to talk about new reissue from RidingEasy and Noble Records in a few moments. Let's just go to the chat. Good morning from Denmark, Jonas. How was your concert in Copenhagen? Captain Phoenix. Hi, Klaus. Yeah, I went to Copenhagen last weekend actually, Sunday. Went with two buddies. One that I have known for a while, and his buddy, so a jazz musician, guitarist actually. So we went to see a jazz concert. It was one of the most amazing experiences I've ever imagined. Like it's the smallest hall, or not hall. It's a basement. Maybe you can fit 40 people in there, and the stage is not a stage. It's just the corner of the room. And we have a quartet come up there playing Coltrane stuff by heart. I mean, they talk for each. This is a New Year's Eve concert. It's called that, or a New Year's concert. They do it every year. And for each song, they just talked with each other. Which one should we do? Giant steps. Okay, we'll do giant steps. Okay, let's go. And they just do it. And the saxophonist like hit all the notes perfectly. Not in the same fire as Coltrane on the record, but I mean, 70% of it. It was insane. 2 sets, and we drank a lot of beer. Wasn't home until 2 o'clock and went up to work the day after. It's not often that I doubt myself when I drive in the morning after having a couple of drinks. But yeah, we had a blast. So thank you for asking. Good morning from Uppsala. Hi, Sebastian, or Sebastian, as we say in Swedish. Welcome. Yeah, okay, so let's just jump into the new reissue from RidingEasy Records. I'll see if I can share my screen here. RidingEasy, because I have to be honest, like I don't know that much about this release. So share screen. Fönster. Okay, so can you see me? Yeah, you see me. You don't need to see me. So here it is. This is Joe Pritchard, and Gibraltar. It was put out in 1974, and this is actually the original cover, which is kind of it's bad, so it's so ugly that it becomes beautiful. That's a saying in Sweden. I think that this is on par with a lot of the sort of southern heavy rock that RidingEasy have released now, like Southern Steel, Tennessee Crooks, Mammoth also. So this is like in the line of that sort of series that they are. It feels like a series anyway. It's amazing. There's sound samples, so you can go online and try it out to see if it's something that works for you. And it's also entry in the Acid Archives book. I don't know who is writing about it. I don't know if it's Patrik Lundborg or one of the disciples that writes about it. But yeah, great one. It's going to be awesome to put that up in shop. And I talked with Daniel yesterday. So I just put it up on sublimemedia.se because it was he didn't know how much it would cost, and he sent pictures overnight and stuff like that. So it's up there. I think that it's going to be shipped to me within 2 weeks. I could have it already in a week, but and that brings us to the next topic. So let's see here. Share screen. Yeah. So this is George Brigman, Jungle Rot. It was put out in 1975 on Solid Records. And if you want a copy of this, it will cost you a pretty penny, like 900 to 1,400 euro, something like that. So what this is the next amazing release by Dylan from Noble Records and his Noble Records label. As a teaser, I guess he has already put up for sale test press that he sells. I think that it was like 50 copies. It's funny. He put out as many test pressings as I can afford doing my sort of exclusives. That's awesome. But Jungle Root, I'm really looking forward to this. Not because I know anything about it, but because it has the Noble Records stamp on it. I mean, if Dylan likes this, you know it's going to be, you're going to be in for a hell of a ride. So that's what I'm waiting for. That is coming out hopefully this week, and Dylan will have them. He can ship them to Daniel, and Daniel then takes all the RidingEasy orders, plus Dylan's orders. I'm going to get some more dry water also, I think, and ship them to me. So that's why everything goes a little bit slower, because that's how I can keep down the prices on my page, doing sort of binge the shipping. So yeah, let's go to the comments again. Kim went on Whatnot and got a test press of Jungle Road from Dylan. Oh shit, that's awesome. Yeah, man, I wish I mean, I could buy and he could send them to Daniel, who sends them to me, you know, but I've been thinking like Daniel has some special for his customers, you know, so I could, if I just skip the wholesale kind of thing and just like nerd out being a fanboy, you know, I could also get those stuff for my own collection. So much to get. So yeah, I'm really excited for that. I'm sort of contemplating like if I should get some more stuff from Lance. And Stonewall, for example, is all out. And I'm also thinking of adding like a Rockadrome order for some Jerusalems, and I don't know what the last one was. When Entries and Janie, obviously, I'm all out of those as well, so that would be nice. But I don't have any orders for them, and it's a lot of money to just like put in the shelves, like for hopefully someone gets them. 2025, I'm going to take a little bit a step back from putting all my money in stock. So yeah, let's get into the two last segments of this shop talk, which is new records that I put up in shop and some used records that is put up in shop. Let's start with this. Okay, so this is motherfucker. Like it really is, and I so high hopes for this, and I want to listen to that about his house. It was just like awesome. That is called. 2 seconds. Hej. Hallå? Nu är du inte i bil. Nu tror jag du har... Kan det vara höll? Yeah, anyway. Okay, so this is the Rhino reissue of Black Sabbath. First of all, they did like a numbered edition, only sold through Rhino's page, I think. Then they did a Rocktober edition, which this is, which is unnumbered, but exactly the same. And I don't know if they are going to repress this. I think maybe they are going to repress this. So Rhino Records in the US. When I saw my UK distributor having this on shelf, I ordered 2 copies right away because I knew that they were going to be sold out. This is the audiophile version of Black Sabbath's first record. And when I say audiophile version, they did everything correct, like mastered from the analog tapes by Kevin Gray, thick cardboard sleeve, insert with liner notes, and trying to reproduce everything that needs to be reproduced for a good reissue. It's very expensive. And afterwards now, when you can't order it online, it's even more expensive. So I actually put this up on Discogs instead of my page. But if anyone watching this are interested in this, it's an expensive record. So, but I shit you not. I have heard several copies of Black Sabbath, from the NEMS to the UK first press. I have a German swirl version, and we also listened to At My Buddy's House, and he has like insane stereo. We listened to this and we compared it to the first minty fresh first UK press on Vertigo Swirl, and it sounded better. I mean, so you can get as close as you could to the original source. That doesn't matter. This sounds better, but it doesn't. Like if I could, if I had a chance to trade this for a UK first press, I would trade this in a heartbeat. Like, but if you go for sound, this is the one to go for. So I played it. I ordered 2 copies, kept one for myself. Played it, I think yesterday or 2 days ago. Like really closing my eyes, listen to it, and at the start, the beginning, when the rain hits, you know, it's like shit. So yeah, new reissue. Could be that my dad comes because he got some tools from my garage a couple of days ago, so maybe he's returning them. I don't know. Charlie Records. I think they are called Charlie Records. They have the licenses for all 13 floor elevators stuff, and they have had that for centuries, I think now. They put out a deluxe edition of this 2 LP set. You have the stereo and the mono in a gatefold sleeve. Awesome splatter colored versions, and they are all gone. You can't order them, not as a wholesaler at least. But they have these standard or ordinary sort of editions. A mono edition of the 1966 album Half Speed Master. I haven't listened to this. I actually, let's see, can you see that? I actually got the box set that was released like a decade ago, something like that, and it sounds okay. So I don't have any reason really to rip the plastic of one. But I read some good stuff on it about it, and hopefully the ones that gets it likes it. Again, this is Eastern Everywhere, my favorite of theirs. This is better than the debut, in my opinion. Half Speed Master also at Abbey Road Studios, which is not. I mean, that is really a hit and miss. Like most of the stuff I actually have heard. I have so much high expectations of the quality. I mean, Abbey Road Studios, Half Speed Master, and it just like falls flat. It's not that it's bad. It's just like it could be so much better. And also Bull of the Woods. So those 3 are in stock right now, ready to be sent. This is one that I've probably sold most in the world of this edition because everyone is buying it. And unfortunately, it's an unofficial reissue. It doesn't say anywhere that it's an unofficial. They sell it as an official reissue, and you can go and log it on Discogs. It's still going to be an official release over there. But I talked with a guy who in the 90s had the license for this, a Norwegian guy, and put it out. And he said that these are unfortunately unofficial. But there's such a strong demand for it. And if there were any other official reissue of this that you could buy, I would buy it. Hopefully this just drags this up of obscurity and more people get to listen to the music. And also then if they put out a really, really good official reissue of that, you know, taken from the master tapes or something like that, and replicate the cover artwork even better than this. I mean, I'm going to put that up instead any day of the week. This is I had a put this aside for a customer, but he changed his mind. This is going out in the store. This is Numero Group, which is a US sort of. It's like they do. Not the same, not at all the same as RidingEasy Records, but they dig up like these obscure, more or less obscure releases, also 45s, put out compilations, and this is not a compilation. This is a full-blown record by Wilbur's Creation, which has had a numerous different cover artworks throughout the ages. Great one, great sound. And this is actually one when I started my shop, like 1.5 years ago, 2 years ago, started to bring in some stuff for shop. This is one of the first records I got for myself. Had also been up for review. Last one, this is Dog Feet, also one that I've sold numerous copies of, also on Klimt Records. And unfortunately, I think that this is not a official one, but again, I don't think that there is any official reissue that you can get. So hopefully this spreads the word. It also comes with a bonus track, 11-minute live on Cyan Blue. Again, up in shop. I think that I bought like the Janus and the Dog Feet. I think I have like 3 or 4 copies of each. Okay, so let's talk about used records. I think that's it. Let's go to the... Do you have any comments? Just shoot me a comment if you have any comments. This is also a new one. Came unwrapped, or maybe it doesn't have plastic around it. So I actually played it today just to see what all the fuss is about. Emmett Finley. This is a singer-songwriter, and I've only listened to the A-side, but it's magical. Like really, really, really good. If you're into Neil Young, and if you would put a little bit more prog on Neil Young, I think that you would get this. Emmett Finley. Have to listen to it more. And maybe I'll keep it, because it's such a good record. So, segueing into the last part of this, it's used records. People are sending me texts. It's used records. And let's talk a little bit about sort of... Okay, so it's like this. During the pandemic, people were buying records as motherfuckers. Like a lot of, especially in the States, I think. But here in Sweden too, because we couldn't go out on we had a sort of a pretty open society during the pandemic. So you could pretty much do a lot of the stuff that you could do before the pandemic, but more restricted. And very big sort of like concerts and stuff like that was obviously cancelled or put up in very small sort of... Anyway, so I don't think that Sweden was the country that like closed down. But with that being said, I think that even here in Sweden, the sales on vinyl went up significantly. A lot of people were getting those Crossley record players or other sort of beginner players, and also a handful of records. Now, the interest has like dropped. So some of these people that got, a handful of records are actually selling their records now, because they didn't get into the hobby. And I see a lot of new reissues being sold as used records. So I got these. These are still sealed. It's not like an unusual record at all, but I got this for a price that actually makes this go up in shop. So I got it used for a price, and I can still make a profit on it. And I bought it like on Facebook Marketplace, and the same goes with this. So when it comes to these, like this guy was selling 2 Hendrix records, 1 Hendrix box bootleg, and socks, baby clothes, Nike Jordan shoes, and a cell phone. So he was definitely going into this hobby. It wasn't for him, and now he's selling off the little collection that he managed to get. And I think that is kind of cool. I remember talking with my buddies maybe 10 years ago, something like that, when we started to really get reissues, and reissues were really being a big deal. They released a bunch of these rare Swedish 90s records like Lars Winnerbäck and Kent and stuff like that. And I was just like, one day we will find these records in used bins. And I think that's where we're at right now, a handful of years later. So, just want to shoot the breeze about that. I don't have much new stuff to show. So what I did instead is I pulled 5 records that I want to talk a little bit around, and more about the music than actually like selling records and stuff like that. So brace yourself. This is Kate Bush, obviously the Kick Inside. And this record, I pulled this because when I was starting out, like really buying records 15 years ago, this was a €1 record all day long. And you could find it anywhere in different pressings with different artworks also, because they released this in different artworks depending on where you live in the world. But especially after Stranger Things put up Hounds of Love, Running Up That Hill, she skyrocketed and hit it big again, started to sell some records, and today this is a 15, €20 record all day long, which is just cool. But because you can get them fairly easy if you buy collections, but you can also put a price tag on it. This is a record I've never seen anyone shown in the vinyl community. I never see it online and stuff like that. And maybe that's because it's not the best record in the world. But if you're a little bit into country, I think you know who Dog Sham is. And the coolest thing about this, and that's why I have had it for so long, is that Bob Dylan actually plays on most of the tracks, actually. It's hiding behind a guy or a girl there in back. Great lineup. And pretty nice, like, rocking country record. So a little bit of a recommendation maybe to see it, because I don't think that it's not an expensive record at all, definitely not, and maybe one you don't see every day. Let's see here. Do we have any? Hey Jonas, welcome. Okay, 3 more to go, then I'm gonna leave you. Coffee. Oh fuck, that's cold. Oh. Okay, this is Sheep Heat record. In my opinion, this is my opinion. Made in Sweden, their 3rd maybe or 4th record, where Tommy Körberg, the singer, has gone full member. You have Jojje Wadenius, obviously, and you have Włodek Gulgowski playing on it also. Vesa Aaltonen and Pekka Pohjola. Great lineup in this rendition of Made in Sweden. And where do we begin that song? Really, really good. So, in my opinion, Sheep Heat, you can get that for just a few euro, I think. This was one that I played. Good. It's more of a folk record than anything else on the more or less famous Purple label. They put out the Purple stuff. I think this was produced by... my mistake. Anyway, this is put up in shop. Also one that I don't see every day, but maybe I'm not looking for it, so that's why I don't see it. It's not expensive at all, but I think that it was... I was expecting like a Deep Purple sort of heavy rock record, and I got the completely opposite of that. And last but not least, before I leave you alone today, is this. I'm not a Styx fan. I could even put out my shin and say that I don't like Styx at all. But I want to talk about this, the Nautilus Super Disc editions that was put out in the 70s and 80s. Because they sound great. And sure, some of them are really expensive. But if you're into that sort of trying to get a little bit into the audiophile, good sounding records, and you know that they cost an arm and a leg most of the times, this series might be something to look into. That was a dedicated sort of audiophile reissue label back in the day. There's some I have on my want list, like Santana's Abraxas would be nice to listen to, because I scoop up most of the audiophile pressings that has been put out by Abraxas, because I think that is one of the best recorded records ever, and I use it as a when I try out different sort of components, change something in stereo, you know the deal. Or want to flex my super big muscles, stereo muscles, when I have buddies at home or relatives or something like that, and I ask, do vinyl sound better than CD or streaming? I put on an original press of Abraxas in VG++ condition, and you know, because that is like maximum 10 euro record, you know, in great condition. I put that on. You can get it anywhere in the world, in any shop, and it would sound great. And most of them at least are like, yeah. Okay, so that's it. If you have any questions, shoot them now, or else you will miss the train. But I'm back in a week with more shop talk. So if you have those questions, you didn't ask them, just save them for next week. And yeah, let's see here. I need that man in Sweden. Yes, you do. I set it aside for you, Kim. It's my gift to you. You need that in your collection. So I set it aside for you. Yeah, I think that's it. I'm going to pack records now. So wish me luck. Have a great day, everyone. Thanks for watching. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye. End stream!